Welcome to the Wings engine. Visualization of the book of mountains and seas. Today, I will mainly introduce the settings of marker point linkage and selection. First, let me introduce how to set the condition style of the marker point. Let's create a set of data markers first. Here is the prepared data for the marker points. Import the prepared data. Then add a free marker point. Select the marker group. In the right data, change the coordinates. And change the type to spatial coordinates. Then drag the corresponding data fields in turn. Finally, delete the added free marker point. Then select the marker group. Named Repairing. Open the Advanced Settings. Click the Data Conditions Settings checkbox. The Add Data Conditions button on the right. Click the Add Condition button on the left first. And then click the New Condition button on the right. Modify the condition named to Repairing. And set the data item to State equals Repairing. Finally, we set this data condition into in the switch options when data condition is met. In the new state. And set the scaling of mark subject configuration to 2:2. After setting is completed, we switch the marker group status back to the default. At this time, we can see that the building in repair. The building's marker point has become smaller. Sometimes we only want to display the marked points that meet the conditions. This is where the marker point filter comes in. We added a drop-down menu component to the screen. And add to options, in use and under repair. Then in the linkage field of the drop-down menu, and enter the field name of the status field. Then, in the data linkage, switch the linkage to other components. If there are multiple filter interactions in the project, you can open the advanced settings and switch to the whitelist mode and select the mark group component, so the drop-down menu component will only interact. The components included in the whitelist mode. Then double-click to enter the editing mode and open the mark group. It is linked to other components. Similarly, if there are multiple data links in the project, you can also open advanced settings. Switch to the whitelist mode. Select the drop-down menu. Finally, we exit the editing mode. Select and use in the drop-down menu. The marked points in the picture will be filtered to the active marker points. Next, let's take a look at how to set the automatic selection of marker points. First, we need to set a pop-up window for the marker point. Let's add some content to the pop-up window first. Then close the pop-up window. Then enter the editing mode. Select the marker group. Open the Mark panel to set the mark point pop-up. Then let's look at the automatic selection of the marker points. There are two modes for automatic selection of markers, which are carousel and distance detection. The carousel setting is very simple. Just turn on the play animation. Distance detection refers to selecting a component in whale twins when entering the detection distance of the marker point. The marker point will be triggered, Set the detection object to the bird's eye camera. Set the detection distance to 200. Finally, turn on detection. After the bird's eye camera enters the detection distance, it will automatically trigger the marker point pop-up. Sometimes we want to click on a row of the table components and select the same contents as the rows in the table. The same content as the rows in the table. At this time, we need to use the selection transfer function. First, add a data table component and bind the building information to the table data. Then we modify the data. The font sizes and other styles of the data tables. We open the data linkage of the data table. Set the whitelist to the drop-down menu component. And add the data table component to others. And add the data table component to the whitelist. As you can see, at this time, the table component also accepts the drop-down component's filter linkage. If we want to select a row in the table and automatically select the corresponding marker point, just like the filter linkage, just set the selection of the trigger side and the selected transmission of the receiving side. First, turn on the selection transmission of the table. And enter the editing mode. Open the mark groups except other components passing. Select the data table component in the whitelist mode. When we select a row in the table, the corresponding marker point will be automatically selected. Let's take a look at the demo effect. Today's class ends here. Thank you for watching. See you next time.